With the new PUBG and Sonic collab happening soon, I'm excited to announce that. Hang on. Moshi Moshi?
Listen, man, I need help.
What?
Get me some money so I can pay off my
New
debt.
Sonic racing game?
I'm not talking about a Sonic racing game.
No one cares about PUBG?
This is serious. You fucking bitch. You're not listening. Fuck you.
Fuck you too. Well, with the new Sonic racing game coming out soon, which I am very excited to play, I'm here to talk about one of my favorite franchises in the world, Sonic the Hedgehog. Yes, that is free. 7 copies of Sonic Unleashed. I don't have a problem, you do. I love Sonic the Hedgehog. It's been part of my childhood. It's no different to anyone else. I'm not going to say anything new for people, aside from just sharing my thoughts and opinions on certain stuff that people have, like, said about the franchise, like Sonic 1 and all that. I just want to add my piece to it, talk about why I love Sonic, and no matter what, I will kind of always be there when the Hedgehog has something new to offer in terms of like games, movies, TV shows. Although I'm not going to really be talking about those. This video is mainly just going to talk about things that have like a profound impact for me as a person and all that. What Sonic games have personally affected me, and there are quite a few, but I'm not going to be including them in this video because I don't want this video to be a little too long. I just want to talk about the things that I just personally love about the franchise, be it good and bad. We'll get to that bad one. But yeah, I'm just here to just yap and ramble about Sonic the Hedgehog, starting with Sega. Sonic 1 certainly is the first game. Like, I understand why people can be like, yeah, Sonic 1 is a title, is certainly the first title of the franchise, but I think it's a pretty good one. The reason why we have such a huge franchise now is because of that game. People would argue that Sonic 2 and 3 would have maybe been like the actual catapult for the franchise, but for me, if there wasn't the fundamental appeal for the Hedgehog with Sonic 1, we wouldn't have those titles and we wouldn't be where we are right now with it. I first played the classic Sonic games on the Mega Collection right here. Man, this collection is fucking goated. I genuinely just love playing through this collection when I was a kid with my sisters, or my younger sister, and being able to play all the Game Gear games, just all of Sonic 3 like together, Sonic 3D Blast and all that. My first exposure to Puyo Puyo as well with Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Genuinely just love it. I am so happy I got to experience this franchise with this, along with Sonic Heroes, and just playing through Sonic 1. I loved going through that game. I used to always get stuck at I believe I used to always get stuck at Spring Yard Zone. I think I would always get crushed by the by the moving pillars and stuff like that. And that was always the main thing that got me stuck in these games. Just always getting crushed or being stuck at a certain segment. I remember as a kid, jumping ahead a bit of Sonic 2, I used to be able to get to the Death Egg Zone. And I would be stuck at Silver Sonic. And one time, with the DS collection of the classic games, I got to the Death Egg robot. Couldn't beat him. Could not beat him until like years later when I was a teenager, and I did beat him. I didn't get the satisfaction though. I just didn't get that satisfaction of being like, I defeated this thing that I got stuck on for years. I just didn't get it, and I was like, fuck. But other than that, Sonic 1, good title. I don't like playing past Spring Yard though, because after Spring Yard is Labyrinth. That's like my cutoff point. I like, people normally are just like, oh, when you get to Marble Zone, the game's like shit or whatever. I don't think it's like that. I like to view Sonic 1 as obviously it's a platformer. I mean, most Sonic games are, but I like to view it as like one of those early Sonic platformers. Not Sonic platformers, just an early platformer where they focus more on the platforming than the speed of it. Depending on the route you choose, like the top route, if you're really good at the platforming and you get like, you know, those fast like sections and all that, or you go through the more perilous bottom route, whether you just like want to change up your routing that day, or you just kind of are bad at the game. But like, I like to view that as the reason why many people might not be liking Sonic 1, because the focus on platforming, like a lot more platforming and slowing down a bit, is like, they're like, it's not really the meaning of Sonic. I'm meant to go fast, but to me, that is the meaning of Sonic. You're meant to like find ways of going fast, you know, and that's, I mean, if you look at speedrunners, I mean, they're able to get through these stages like super fast because they know the routing. If you're the regular Joe, you're not going to know the routing, so it's going to lead you to be like, oh, Sonic is shit, and it's like, no, you just need to practice at it, play it a few times, you know, like, you know, a normal person. But yeah, I love the zones in this game, except from Labyrinth Zone, and for some reason, Act 3 of Scrap Brain, I don't know why they did that. They probably ran out of time or something like that. That's one thing I don't like about Sonic 1. I don't like that there's 3 acts. It kind of drags. I could feel myself just like kind of deflating whenever I get to the 3rd act of a stage. Just like, oh my god, this is still going? This is still going? I don't like that. I don't really like 3 acts in a stage. It's kind of just, it's like, just shorten it by 1, which we will luckily get with Sonic 2 and 3. But yeah, I don't like 3 acts. It's not great. And just some of the features that aren't there, like the spin dash, drop dash, and all that, that you get in these later titles, really do, like, if you're looking at this game with retrospect, or in like hindsight, or just playing the newer titles more, or newer releases of the game, because there are newer releases. I think the most latest one is with Sonic Origins, and that has like the spin dash and drop dash that you can use in the original Sonic. Yeah, it's like, if you go back to regular Sonic 1 on like the Mega Collection or on the Mega Drive collection, yeah, it's a bit rough. It's a bit rough. Or if you're playing a mobile release as well, that, I'm pretty sure that has the spin dash in there. It is a bit rough in terms of mechanics. But I still like the game for just how iconic it is. It started the franchise, and then the next games really improve upon its fundamentals. So I'm glad Sonic 1 exists, because we have its fundamentals and just the, you know, the iconicness right there of Green Hill and all the other stages that never really get remade. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing Starlight Zone being remade in like a newer game. If you're running out of zones, Sega, to reuse, because, you know, you love reusing them, do Starlight. Do fucking Scrap Brain. Or Spring Yard. I would love to see a modern version of Spring Yard, really. That zone's music, mwah, mwah. Good shit. But yeah, Sonic 1's good. It's a good game. Don't trust whatever people say. Just form your own opinion. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, oh man. Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 have a little bit of a war in my mind because I used to play Sonic 2 so much as a kid. It's probably my most played Sonic game if I was as a child. It's probably my most played Sonic game because of just how fun that game is. I love blasting through the zones until I get to Hilltop. I don't like Hilltop, but blasting through the zones in Sonic 2 was just so addicting. I love going through Emerald Hill, Chemical Plant, Product Ruin, and then just like, man, it's just so fun. I kind of wish Metropolis didn't have 3 acts. I mean, it's the worst zone in the game. The music's a fucking bumping beat though. When me and my sisters played the game on the DS collection, we would just listen to the Metropolis zone, and we'd just be like, dan 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 dan, because we were just like, oh, this music's so good. We didn't really care how long or bad the zone was. I mean, it's not a bad zone. I enjoy it. I just wish it wasn't 3 acts. But yeah, it got some good music. I mean, Sonic games inherently just have good music. It doesn't really matter what Sonic game it is. Well, except from that RPG one, I forgot the name of, Dark Chronicles or some shit. Yeah, that's... But no matter what, Sonic will just have good music, and Sonic 2 just has so many iconic themes. Emerald Hill, Chemical Plant, Product Ruin. I just love every single theme that's in this game. Like, I really don't hate a zone fully, because they're just so fun to play through, especially Sky Chase. I know that kind of is a debatable one. People don't really like that one because it's an auto scroller. You have to just kind of avoid, you know, things that are easily avoidable and all that. But I enjoy it. I like it. I think it's fun. And just having Tails there, like, it's great. It's just great. I like Sonic 2. It's a good fun time. Because of just how iconic it is. I just love Sonic 2 so much. But then when I talk about Sonic 3, I'm just like, this is such a fun ass game. Recording footage for Sonic 3, I got to the and Knuckles bit, where up to Flying Battery. That's when I stopped recording. But I completed the whole of Sonic 3 original because it was just so much fun to play through. All the zones, I don't know how they did it. All the zones are just so fun, man. So fucking fun. Like Angel Island, fucking Launch Base. Oh, man. I could go for another run through right now. Just thinking about it. It's such a fun ass game. I just cannot believe. I don't know what they injected in their veins to make such like a good trilogy of games like just like that, and just improving on the previous one like so much, because not only is Sonic 3, it feels a lot faster to go through, but it also just like has so much variety in its zones and just how you can go through them, and like it's quite water level heavy. I when I was replaying through the game, I was like, there's a lot of water levels in this game. Or was that Sonic 2? I think that was Sonic 2. But either way, there's a lot of water. There's a lot of water in these games that you have to go through. aside from Labyrinth Zone, I don't think Sonic really has a bad water level. Like, I wasn't complaining about how shitty the water levels are in Sonic 3 or 2 because I can get through them easily. I don't drown in them, and like, they're just kind of whatever. And especially if you got the elemental shields in Sonic 3, hell, I'm pretty sure you can get them in Sonic Origins if you have them in like enabled in like settings or through mods. You can just have elemental shields in all these games, so the water levels are pretty just like trivial. But yeah, Sonic 3's levels, Angel Island, fucking iconic. I love Angel Island so much, and I really wish we got to see like more of it in like the newer games. I feel like it's a missing element in these like newer games now. Of course, you have like the Knuckles like short when Frontiers was coming out, which is cool. You got to see Angel Island again. It was like in its Sonic Adventure like kind of representation or version of it. Cool again. It's like, that's neat. Angel Island store thing, but I kind of want to explore it like in Sonic Frontiers. Oh my god, imagine that. Imagine in the next mainline Sonic game we got to have like an adventure kind of hub world or something like that, or whatever, and we got to explore Angel Island again, go through Mystic Ruins and shit like that. That'd be so fucking awesome. Sega, hire me, I got the good ideas. But yeah, I love Angel Island. The music is so good, man. Especially Act 2's music. Act 2's music, there's a different reason why it's iconic to me, but I'll get to that when I get to towards the end of this video, because that's when I start talking about fan stuff and fan games, fan animations and stuff like that. We're gonna focus on the main games that I personally love, and yeah, Angel Island, fucking fantastic. Hydro City, that's how I say it. Doesn't really matter how you pronounce it, but yeah, Hydro City. Oh, that's such a good fucking level. I love just going through that. It's so fun just going through the second act, especially where you got the hands that grab onto you and you go zooming past, and you go like through the water, and like you do the, if you manage to do it, you can like go backwards as well, and it's just so cool. I love Hydro City's music, and just it's so fucking good. I was so happy when it came back in Sonic Mania. Oh man, that was just so fun. That was so fun. And then the remix in like thanks to T Lopes in Mania was just so like, oh so good. Sonic 3 is such a fun ass title. If you haven't played it, I mean, you can't get it on Steam anymore unless it's through Origins, but don't change the music. If you're gonna get it through Origins, if you're gonna play Sonic 3 through Origins, mod the music to the original, because that prototype music ain't it. That prototype music that they redid for Origins is not good. It ain't good. I don't like the prototype music. Like when I first heard the prototype music, I thought it was decent. And I was like, yeah, they could just re-release Sonic 3 with this. But then they did that, and I don't like it. I don't like it. So if you're gonna play Sonic 3, either through Origins or Sonic 3 Air on PC, if you're gonna play Sonic 3, do it through Sonic 3 Air. And I'm sure you can find a key somewhere on the internet. But yeah, Sonic 3 Air, just so much. That's how I recorded footage, because I was gonna record the like version you would get on Steam if you have like a key or if you already have it. But the recording fucked up too many times, and I was just like, well, let me just download Sonic 3 Air, because I should have done that a long time ago. And yeah, it's vastly better. Like, if you want to play pretty much the perfect version of Sonic 3, where you can customize a lot, you can install mods and all that, Sonic 3 Air. Just do that. Yeah. But yeah, that was good going through that. I love Sonic 3. And I just there's just so much about that game. I don't have the words, I don't have the vocabulary to really get into it, but it's just like there's just an unmatched aura. There's an unmatched aura for Sonic 3 and Knuckles, because it just has some of the best zones in the classic trilogy for me, and it just has this attitude. It's like full on 90s. I feel like that's the thing. It's like it's got that 90s aura about it, where it's like, yeah, we got music from Michael Jackson. There's a certain attitude that it has about it. Like, you know, when you just look at a game or just anything really, and you're just like, there is a certain like atmosphere around this thing that I just cannot like look away from, or I must like obtain. That is Sonic 3 for me. It's just got this attitude about it. Someone brought this up in my previous video about Ridge Racer, how Ridge Racer just has such a distinct, like, sophisticated style that no other thing can replicate. And I just was like, yeah, it really does. It really does. And it's the same thing with this. Sonic 3 just has like this style that can never be replicated in like any way possible. Like, no matter how hard you try, it just can't be the original. But yeah, I love the classic trilogy, but you know, we gotta move on. We can't just keep gushing about the classic trilogy. And you know what? Let's talk about another 2D side scroller. Sonic Advance 3. It's not everyone's favorite Advance game. People would say Advance 2 is the best one. I disagree. Personally, for me, I don't really like it. I don't really like the boss fights. That's my main like complaint with Sonic Advance 2. I don't like the boss fights where you have to like constantly run, which is strange because it is a Sonic game and you gotta run. It's like, you know, gotta go fast and all that. But no, I don't really like it. But Sonic Advance 3? That's a game I fucking love. It was the only one I owned when I had a GBA, and this game, man, like each time I've gone back to it, there's just like a part of me that's a longing for like my childhood to come back. Like there's just inside me, I'm just like, I really wish they would re-release this onto like modern platforms, or onto just like, I just wish I had my GBA again with a copy of this game, because I honestly would love to just re-experience playing through official hardware and just relive memories of like going through Route 99, Sunset Hill, and all the other stages. I'm just like, man, God, it has some of the best music. It has music that hypes you up. It has 3 acts again. It does have 3 acts, which is like, but it's fine because the music it like gets like more and more when you go through the acts, and I just love the music in this game so much. Especially Sunset Hill. I know it's just Green Hill again, but I don't know, there's just something about it. There's just something about Sunset Hill, and like the final credit music. Oh man, like, it doesn't really make me tear up anymore, but when I used to listen to it, like when I was younger, and I was like a teenager or so, like around 16, around then, I would just tear up and just be like, Jesus, man, I miss my childhood. But I was still a fucking child. I'm a fucking over dramatic person. But yeah, Advance 3 just has so much that I kind of wish would be brought back. Like the team up mechanic in that game. There was a period where Sega and Sonic Team were just trying to have Sonic be around his friends more, and this obviously led to, oh, we don't like Sonic and his friends on the internet, and you know, they've lessened that way too much during the 2010s. And it was just kind of sad that was the case, because I love the team up mechanic in this game. Because you can do so much with like working with Knuckles, working with Amy, or you could have like Cream and Tails and do a bunch of stuff with them, and it changes up their abilities. It changes some of their jumps as well, which is kind of a down point, because sometimes their jumps are not what you need. You kind of just wish that they would go into a ball. That's why I normally just kind of stick with Sonic and Tails. They're just like the only ones I honestly need through playing through this game. Everyone else, they have the utilities, they have the uses, but for me, I just need the iconic duo, and it's just such a fun game. I just love it. The boss music's great. I love Gerald. I'm not going to even pronounce that. But I love it. I love when Eggman would go, "You're gonna pay for this!" I'm pretty sure this was the last game with the adventure cast as well, which is a shame, because I'm pretty sure either before the game released or after the game released, Dean Bristow, the guy who voiced Eggman during the adventure era, passed away, which is really sad, because it's like he's probably my favorite voice for Eggman. I know Mike Pollock is like the one that people know and like recognize as the voice of Eggman, but you know, if he wasn't going on Twitter Spaces and saying, you know, stuff about the current political climate, I can't, where it's like, you should probably just keep your mouth shut, dude, like, you know. Then I would say he would be my favorite voice. But Dean Bristow does a really good Eggman. When I try to replicate Eggman's voice, I tend to try and do the adventure one, because I just love the lowness and the gruffness that he can go into with Eggman, especially like during Adventure 2, where he's like probably at his most menacing, and he doesn't sound too cartoonish either. It's probably weird saying that. If you're a Sonic fan, it's probably weird to hear someone say that, but I really like the direction that he went for his voice. It sounds more, "Ugh, I'm going to destroy that hedgehog," or something like that. But yeah, I just like Dean Bristow. Dean Bristow is my favorite Eggman, and just the adventure cast in general, because I'm not going to be talking about the adventure games, because I got to them like way later in my life, and I say way later, that was like 13. So it's going to be close to 10 years since I started playing like the adventure games. I first played them through the PS3, when they were like when they used to do like those PS3 cards where you can like, get like full games on there. I remember getting Adventure 1. I was like, oh my god! And it was through, I'm pretty sure it's the DX version. So it's the port of a port of a port of Adventure, where it's like the GameCube game, and I'm pretty sure it's like the PC version. I got ported all over to. It's a mess. It's a mess. But yeah, the adventure games I like, but the advanced games, especially Advance 3, is like where my heart is. I love Advance 3. I never got the Chaos Emeralds. That's one thing I don't like about the Advance games. Getting the Chaos Emeralds suck, and I'm never gonna do them. Well, I say I'm never gonna do them. There's a possibility I might one day. One day maybe. But I never got the emeralds because it was just like kind of weird how you got them. You had to like collect chow, or you had to go through like these special gates or whatever to get to the special stages to get the emeralds. Either way, I never did them because it was just way too fucking weird and cryptic to me as a stupid man. It was just too weird, and I just was like, you know what? I don't need to collect them because I enjoy the game as it is right now, where I'm just going through the stages, blasting through the stages, and just enjoying the game itself as it is. I know that there's a lot of bottomless pits, and I think that's one of the main complaints for people about the game, and I do agree, especially on Chaos Angel. That shit is horrific. It's terrible, but yeah, no, it's just bad. I don't know if I should talk about. No, I will talk about the next game. I will talk about it. Yeah. 06 has an impact on my life because I grew up watching, like, you know, as you know, people did back in the day with like AMVs and shit like that. I used to watch a lot of Sonic ones, and there would be like a specific one. I don't think I could ever find the video again, but there was a specific one with his world playing, and it used to have like Riders footage of like the opening cutscene and like Sonic X stuff. Oh man, Sonic X, we'll get to that. But yeah, 06 was introduced to me through like AMVs, and then I saw like gameplay of the game. I'm just like, whoa, this game looks fucking awesome. Like Sonic's all like realistic looking. I love the like 06 proportions for the characters are like perfect to me. I love how all the characters look, especially Shadow, especially in the renders. The renders for 06, I love them. I love them, especially Shadow's like one where he's like facing back. It's got his fist up or whatever. That is like the perfect Shadow image. I've always seen him as like looking like that. I wish they would bring back the 06 proportions, but at the same time, I don't really care as well, because the game is poo. The game is bad, and I can recognize that. It doesn't stop me from liking it though. In fact, I would go as far as to say I love it because of how bad it is. I remember there's a distinct memory of me playing this game as a kid, because I used to have this used to have a copy when I was younger, but then I lost that copy. But I remember playing through the game. I didn't really encounter that many bugs, and I was playing on PlayStation 3, which is the shitest console. I say that as someone who, you know, has played it religiously, and I have experienced other consoles like the Xbox 360 and all that. And yeah, I don't know what the fuck Sony was doing with the PS3. I'm pretty sure it's like a cell processor. That shit is horrible. But yeah, the PS3, I played the PS3 version of the game. I never owned the 360 version of it. I have it digitally, but it doesn't work on the Series X, so I can't play it. But yeah, I played it on PS3. I didn't encounter that many bugs when I played it as a kid, and then years later I picked up a new copy of it, didn't run, and then I got this copy of it, which is the working copy I have of the game, and well, I'm experiencing the bugs that people have experienced. I remember distinctly there was one time I was just alone in my living room, and I was playing through the game. I reached the Cerberus, the dog boss fight, and my family came home, and I was like, oh hey, and I was just showing them. I wasn't showing them. I was just playing through the game, and then I did a homing attack, and then I went flying and clipped through the wall and died. So yeah, I've experienced the bugs. I know how bad the story is. The story is not good. But again, I can't help but love it. There's just something about 06 that I just can't hate. And I think it's just... I think it's endearing. I think 06 is endearing with just how it kind of continues. It slightly continues the adventure style of gameplay. Because during this time, it was like, oh, this is the big leap into the current generation of games, with like the previous games only being on like PlayStation 2 and all that. This was like the big leap. So I think there was like a time where I think there's a part of me where I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because this is a new generation. I know the game is rushed, and I know that it was, you know, there's a lot of development history there. I can recognize how bad the game is because it is not a good game. But to me, for me, I like the characterization of like Shadow, Silver, I miss 06 Silver. He didn't take shit from nobody. He doesn't have the voice he has now. Unlike 06 Silver. But yeah, I liked Silver. He was cool. I liked Shadow's story because it was like, yeah, this is how you continue past like Shadow the Hedgehog. And a brief history of me with that game. It used to scare me. I didn't actually play through the game fully because it used to scare me. Seeing Maria get shot, Black Doom terrified me. I never got past Westopolis. Even the multiplayer. We would play the multiplayer instead of the main game. That still scared me, so I just never really completed the game. Maybe one day. One day I will. But I'm not getting all the endings. Fuck that shit. But yeah. I feel like it's a good way of continuing Shadow's story. I'm pretty sure people agree that Shadow's part of the game is probably the, well, story-wise, is the best part. Because it does, like, I don't know, it has a nice continuation of like the themes of the Shadow the Hedgehog as a character coming back, being like, am I an android or am I a clone? What was the fucking dilemma in Shadow the Hedgehog? No, it was heroes. Whatever. Whatever. It's just a good continuation. But yeah, the gameplay. I know that the gameplay can be a little bit stiff and a little bit shit with like collision and all that thing, all that jazz and all that. I do like it because it is a continuation of the adventure formula where you have like the hub worlds and you just have to like navigate. You get all these upgrades as well through like the ring shop where you get these shoe upgrades. You can go tiny. You can have like extra speed. I forget what the shoes do. But I like how open the levels are as well, where you got like these wide visages and like especially like on the opening level, I forgot the name of it. But on the opening level, you like, you know, I gotta hurry and save Elise and all that. And I like how open the beaches are. I really like the way the game looks as well. It really just has that, like, it has a certain look to it where it's like, it's unfinished because the lighting doesn't work properly. But at the same time, again, it's just kind of endearing. Where I'm just like, oh man, these humans look like shit. And the lighting doesn't look the best here in certain spots. But the bloom and just the just like the way the things radiate in under the light that they put in, especially on like Sonic and stuff like that. I just like the way it looks in terms of visuals, and yeah, again, I know the game's bad, but there's just aspects of the game that I really like. Again, the hub worlds and stuff like that. I like. For me, if a game got a hub world, like especially if it's just got like things to do, like jump around and stuff like that, I'm gonna like it because I don't know. I like exploring just like these spaces where I'm not constantly focusing on like the next objective or whatever. I just like running around and just hanging out in like hub worlds and stuff like that, seeing like the people and talking to them, seeing their personalities and things like that. And it, especially if it's like around like different areas that you can go to in like the world or stuff like that. I just like hub worlds, like, adventure. That's why I love Adventure 1. That's why I love Adventure 1. The hub worlds in that game, so varied, so just like full of like things to do as well, with like the Chow Garden, finding the eggs for the chows and stuff like that. I just like doing that in Adventure 1, and that's why I don't really like Adventure 2 that much, because it doesn't have the hub world. It doesn't know more heroes. It doesn't know more heroes. Where No More Heroes 1 has the hub world. You explore it, you're like, oh yeah, I'm riding down on my bike, woohoo! And then No More Heroes 2 gets rid of that because I'm pretty sure they were rushed, so they couldn't like actually fit it in for the game. And then No More Heroes 3 brings it back. So No More Heroes 3 is the Sonic 06 of No More Heroes. I'll talk about Suda51 one day. Now moving on to my favorite game, and this will be the like last mainline game I talk about. That is like, this has the biggest impact on me. And if you watch my Sonic Unleashed live streams, then you will know why I love this game. But Sonic Unleashed is my 7 copies that I did for a bit, and it's paying off because I get to talk about this game fully now. Sonic Unleashed, man, what can I say about this game? What can I say about this game? Well, where do I even begin? So the first version I played was the Wii version. I first played the Wii version one day. I was like, oh, I'm in when we used to have robes. Although I actually hate wearing robes. But yeah, I came downstairs. I saw that we have a Sonic game in the house. I was like, oh, a Sonic game, huh? In my robe. And then we were playing it. I was like, oh, Sonic transforms into like this thing. There was a slight bit of intimidation because I was slightly scared, but I powered through. And as the years have gone by, I have like distinct memory of having my next door neighbor, like my friend who was my next door neighbor, round, and we were playing Sonic Unleashed on the Wii, and I beat the final boss, and that was like such a core memory for me because I was like, oh, I did it! I beat the final boss! Because it was like Punch Out, but I didn't understand. I didn't know what Punch Out was, and like I was a stupid kid, so I don't know how things control and all that. But yeah, the beating the final boss and just going through all these stages, I was like, oh my god, this is like super long and all that. I haven't replayed the game through the PS2 version, because again, I live streamed it, so it was like, you know, let's start with PS2 and then play the HD version. But yeah, the Wii version is probably the best version of the lower quality versions because it has better models and I feel like better controls as well. As the PS2 version doesn't really have that. I didn't play the PS2 version until this year, and it was an experience. It was an experience. But yeah, the next version I had, which is the one I have owned for like a while, I'm pretty sure this version of it, pretty sure this is my original copy that I had. This copy of the game is dying. Whenever I boot it up on my PS3, it would be like, oh, we can't read the disc. And then I'll do it again. It was like, okay, we can read it now. But yeah, I don't think that version runs anymore. That's why I have like 2 extra copies of it. But then I can just play on my PC now thanks to the recompile that came out recently, which made me so fucking happy because I was like, I was so fucking happy when they announced it, when the recompile came out. I was like, oh my god, a PC version of Sonic Unleashed, a native PC version of Sonic Unleashed, and it's like fucking fantastic. Experiencing the game through that was just mind explosion boggling, whatever. I don't know the words, but like I was like, oh my god, I can play it at like 120 frames per second or even higher, and having it at like 4K and all that all that jazz. It's just like, oh my lord, I don't have to play on my PS3 anymore. I don't have to play it on Xbox, because that's the next version I brought, was the Xbox Series X version. Literally only bought an Xbox to play Sonic Unleashed, as well as play as my friends, but more importantly, Sonic Unleashed. Sorry, friends. But yeah, playing through Unleashed on there, experiencing the constant 60 frames per second, I was like, wow, this is great. And then the recompile comes out this year, and it's like, this is fucking amazing. I can just play through this game over and over again. I love exploring the hub worlds. I love exploring the levels themselves as like the Hedgehog and just regular Sonic, finding all the medals, seeing like all these like details out in the backgrounds and stuff like that is generally such a magical fucking game. And it's so upsetting to hear how people just don't like the game. Which I can understand why. I understand the reasons why they don't like it. Medal collecting, especially in the HD version, is not the best. Really is not. As much as I like to explore it, I do like to, I can acknowledge that medal collecting can be a bit much. Whenever I get to Adabat and to do the day stage, the final day stage on there, I always have to collect a certain amount. Like, I never ever have enough. Each time I've done that, played Sonic Unleashed, I would always have to collect a certain amount. It'll be like 16, 12, or even 22 at some point, sun medals, so I can get to play the day stage. And yeah, it is annoying, but at the same time, if you're diligent enough, or if you like to explore like I do in this game, then it's not that bad. It really isn't that bad. And then another complaint, which I can get, but I will also say, the Hedgehog combat, it's not that bad. It's not that awful. I know what people's thoughts are, or some people's thoughts. A lot of people have kind of learned how to play it, but at the same time, there is not a large amount, but there is an amount of people who will say that the Hedgehog is just straight up bad and all that. And it's like, well, I mean, you control the buttons you press. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I get it. It can be a bit slow, but if you're not holding the rush button, like if you're not holding the R2 button or RT to like dash, like to do the constant like dashing, and if you're not actually alternating your buttons that you're pressing for the combos, then yeah, it's gonna feel bad and it's not gonna be good to you. But if you actually experiment with the combos that you're actually getting, as well as upgrading your strength, then, like, I don't know, maybe it'll be a little bit improved for you. I mean, there are mods to improve it as well, if you're playing through the recompile. But, yeah, it's like, I understand why people don't like it. It can be a bit cumbersome. Not even cumbersome. It can be a bit slow. And it can be a tad bit repetitive. But you can improve on it. You just need to, like, actually go through the combo list, see what links well together, and you know, learn the levels. Because you can get through the stages quite fast. I know they still take about 12-20 minutes, but there's a reason why they do, because they want to like emphasize the exploration aspect of this game, the platforming, because that's where the majority of the platforming is with the Hedgehog, and the like it challenges you on like getting some of these like out of the way things, because it's like, have you actually paid attention, or are you as good as platforming as you think you are? And it challenges you to get these like medals and like CDs for the music, the VHS tapes for the like the cutscenes and all that. So, you know, maybe get good. But other aspects I love about this game are the music. I mean, I feel like everyone knows how good Unleashed's music is, but like it's just that fucking good. I'd say it's fucking peak. It is probably the best sounding Sonic game ever. Like, I love all the like sound effects, like the Eggman robot sounds, the dark guy creatures like the Guardians and stuff like that, and the Titans. It's like, especially where it's like bloom, 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 with the ones that like spews out the tiny like dark guy minions. The soundscape of this game is so fucking good. I love it. I love it. I love it. And the music. Some of my favorite tracks are Hollister Night, Apperance at daytime, Adabat, Jungle Joyride. I don't know whether it's night or day. With the Jungle Joyride and Hollister at night, have like a bit of a battle again, like Sonic 2 and 3, where I'm like, I really like this one. I really like Hollister Night. But then I also like Jungle Joyride at night, because it's just got such a good like middle bit. It's just so fucking good. But then Hollister Night just has like a it just sounds so good. It sounds so good. So it's kind of like, I don't know which one's my favorite. I feel like Empire City is slept on. People don't really talk about Empire City, and it's kind of a shame, because that just, the daytime theme for that, oh man, it properly pumps you up for like, you're fucking racing down this city, and it's just so fucking so raw. And Eggman Land, I want to just give Eggman Land its own segment, because man, what a stage. Because holy fuck, why aren't other Sonic stages like this, especially now? I feel like Eggman Land should be like the quintessential, like especially in the daytime segments, the quintessential Sonic stage, where you have all of these like pitfalls and like traps and all that, and then once you learn the level and you go through it, like you're properly like going through it, you're like seeing all the traps, you're like, oh, I'm gonna dodge that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna jump over that, and all that. And you get these like quick time events and all that stuff done. It's so fun to fucking learn. I remember back on the Xbox Series X version, I made it a challenge for myself to play through all of Eggman Land just to get an S rank, because I never did in my life. So I'm like, let me try and get an S rank in this thing, and it took me like 27 minutes, and then I've been shortening my time each time I've been playing the game, like restarting my save file, because I just like this game, Sonic Unleashed, is one of the few games I will literally just restart everything and then just go through again like all at once because it's just such a fun game to play through. But yeah, when I get to Eggman Land, I always try to get an S rank, and I've been shortening my time each time. I think my most recent save, my most recent run, get an S rank is, I think, at least like 18, 19 minutes or so. I've been really shortening my time. I don't speed run. I don't know any speed run tricks. I don't know how to do M speed or D speed, but just playing the game as intended and just like getting like all these enemies out of the way and all that. That's how I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I figured out how to like properly like get through the stage, and I'm trying to do it like without dying, without like, and all that. It's such a fun stage, and the music as well. Oh, I love it. I love Eggman Land's music. Day and night is so good. It's such a vibe, and I want more stages to be like that. Like, this game is probably one of the toughest Sonic games for people to play because it requires you to have like good reaction times and know the stages like quite well. Once you've like got your abilities and stuff like that, you can find like shortcuts and things like that. And I really wish that they'll kind of bring that back. I know that stages have been like getting there in like recent Sonic games, like Sonic Frontiers. I remember playing through that initially, and the stages were like, yeah, this is all right. This is challenging. There's a good amount of challenging, but there's a specific like challenging like knob. Yeah, there's like a challenge knob that just doesn't seem to be reached when it's like turned to like unleash challenging. I just want stages to be like unleashed pretty much. And the presentation will probably be the last thing I talk about unleashed because I've been gushing about it way too long. But the presentation just ain't beat. It just cannot be beat. This game is so goddamn beautiful. I don't know how they haven't made a Sonic game with similar presentation, because it like, especially in fucking like Generations or even Frontiers. I think Frontiers is a beautiful game. Don't get me wrong. Frontiers is beautiful. It looks great. Hedgehog Engine 2 looks great. But for some reason, it just hasn't reached unleashed levels of presentation. I don't get it. Like, I'm pretty sure there was like a developer interview or GDC, and they talk about how they did a bunch of stuff with like the lighting, with like how it reflects and all that mumbo jumbo. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, but have you not simplified that to make it so that you can probably replicate how Unleashed looks? Because I won't lie, as good as Frontiers does look and all that, it still doesn't really compare to Sonic Unleashed. This game came out in 2008. 2008. Like, it's gonna be what, 18, 17? It's gonna be 17. So what's going on? What's going on? And now you're moving to Unreal 5 for the next game, which, I mean, it runs well. Like, it runs well on my PC because I've tried out the beta for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and it looks beautiful. It looks good, but again, I kind of hope that doesn't mean they abandoned the Hedgehog engine. I was thinking about this today, how I kind of miss developers having their own engines instead of just relying on like Unreal and all that, because especially Unreal 5, as of late, a lot of Unreal 5 games are really bad at running stuff. And I really hope that the next game is in the Hedgehog engine, because I won't lie, even if this racing game ran well, it's a spin-off game. There's not going to be too much I feel like there's not going to be a lot going on for the game for it to like stutter and all that, aside from like online and stuff like that. But the next mainline game, I don't know, I'm kind of worried. I'm kind of worried, especially with how insecure and rabid the Sonic fan base can be. But that's not the topic of this video. Let's talk about my love of the franchise. And yeah, Sonic Unleashed just has the best presentation. I love the cutscenes. I love just the game, the way it looks. The hub worlds just look so nice. Like they're small and condensed, but that's fine. No matter how small a hub world is, as long as there's stuff to like explore with and see and like people to interact with, I don't mind. I just love the way they look. I love just exploring all of these like things. The game is just my favorite. It's my favorite game of all time. Like, of all the games I've played, and then I've played some really good. I've played a lot of games where I'm like, wow, this game is fucking amazing, and then like changes me. But nothing has beat Sonic Unleashed, and I used to try and find that game that used to beat it, but then I realized that, you know what? I don't need a game to beat Sonic Unleashed and being my favorite of all time. I just need to have games I like, and this one, it's just the one that's changed my life. I wouldn't be as big of a Sonic fan had I not played that, because after Sonic Unleashed, you had like Generations and stuff like that, but Generations isn't really my favorite. I know there's a lot of people's favorites, but for me, it's just not really my favorite because it doesn't really have like the things I like in a Sonic game. It just doesn't really have it. But yeah, I just Unleashed is like and then along with like Unleashed and all these other Sonic games I've been playing, among them were like fan stuff. Oh man, the fan things, like the like I talked about earlier, the music videos or the AMVs, with like His World, All Hell Shadow, and all that. I'm just like, oh yeah, this is so fucking cool. Just listening to that on like old YouTube, and just watching these things and playing like fan games online, like Ultimate Flash Sonic, that OC creator that was on like Newgrounds and like a bunch of other Flash websites. Man, oh god, there is so much like fan stuff that I can't really just like, there's just so much. Like, let's just say that the fans are some of the most creative people out there, because they just go through leaps and bounds in making such iconic and just making such really, really well done things, like, ever. And Sega, they're not like Nintendo where they will just fucking shoot your ass if you fucking make something with one of their properties. But Sega just embraces it, and they just love sharing fan content, and it's just so cool. It's so fun seeing fans having fun with this franchise and just talking about how much they love it, and like sharing like fan art, especially like recently with like the Silver like game concept things that they were doing. And it was like, wow, this is like super cool art. And just like seeing all these like fan animations and all that. Like, one of my favorites, I wouldn't really say it's a fan thing. I wouldn't say it's a fan animation. But one of my favorite things to go back to, because it made me laugh so much, it still makes me laugh to this day, is Sonic for Hire. If anyone remembers that, I used to, well, I literally watched it like last month. But Sonic for Hire was just one of those things. It was like one of the first few things. I say first few things. I've watched South Park as a kid, so it wasn't really one of the first few things. But it was one of my first like proper in-depth look into like video game parodies, and it's certainly one. The seeing Sonic go like is in this like depth for like rent, and he has to go in like different video games and have to like, you know, get all these like odd jobs to pay whatever. And then it was like, it introduced me to a lot of franchises as well. Like I never knew about the like Atari games and stuff like that. So aside from like Flash games that were recreating Atari games like Space Invaders and stuff like that, or I don't like it. Sonic for Hire introduced me to like Dig Dug and shit like that. So there's a bit of merit into watching this series, aside from like a few, you know, dated jokes. But yeah, I do like the series. I watched it last month, and I was gonna rewatch it this month because it's just something I could just turn on, and I'm just like, I don't know why this amuses me so much.
All right, I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah, hold up. That lead poison is kicking in.
What have you been drinking?
Lead?
It kind of reminds me of South Park, but except South Park does have like a lot of like good episodes. Sonic for Hire, I feel like the later seasons do kind of get bad, especially like the most recent like seasons as well, of like the Egg-Et like character that they did when Sonic Mania came out, that fan character, which was like a cool design, but then they used that in Sonic for Hire. It just was not a good season. And then now they're doing this like college thing where it's just like, this isn't that funny. It doesn't have the spirit of the original, where it was just like, you know, it was during the Wild West of the internet, which I miss a lot. I mean, there's a lot bad with it, but I just miss the Wild West of the internet, where people could go in anonymously, or just have like these like ideas that they can just show, and it's just like proper passion put into it, and like it's like proper creative as well. They don't really get that now. Like everyone needs to have like a highly professional camera and all that, and I kind of just miss, you know, just seeing regular dudes or dudettes in their rooms and just, you know, doing like a comedy sketch, or just talking about their, you know, their favorite stuff and all that. Which, I mean, I guess this is why I'm doing it like this. You know, I'm just talking about my favorite stuff, like Sonic, and just rambling about my favorite things, because it's just something I miss about the current like internet, where we're all constantly just, ooh, I'm better than you, my opinion's better and all that, and it's like, oh, instead of trying to debate me on Twitter or try to ratio me, why don't you just talk about it? Why do you have to downplay my opinion with, you know, insulting it and all that, you know? But, you know, that's the internet. That's the internet. So, oh, I'm going on my phone. That means it's the end of the video. But yeah, there's so much I know I could talk about, like the adventure games, Sonic X, which I didn't get to. I found the show fun. I had a crush on, what was that police officer's name? Topaz? The one that used to work with Rouge? I used to have a crush on her. And there was like Sonic Heroes I didn't talk about because that was a large part of my childhood, and some other stuff. But I feel like I don't really have much more to add to when it comes to those conversations. Obviously, I could say whatever because it's my opinion on those things. But like, I feel like people who have like grown up with those alongside me, who are a similar age to me, have said what I could just say in the in that like space. They've said what I could have said already, where they're like, I love the game's like aesthetic. It's like, it reminds me of like the classic Sonic games. I love the teams, I love the music and all that. and just, you know, I feel like there's just stuff that I could, I don't really have much to add to because it's already been said. Like, I feel like there are way more people who could articulate their opinion better than me about those subjects, so go find them. But yeah, I love Sonic, and I'm glad that you watched this video to the end, because this is a long ass video. But yeah, those are games and things that had a profound impact on me. Maybe next time I'll talk about the other stuff, like the adventure games and some things that I never properly got to experience until later down in my life. But yeah, I'm just here to gush about Sonic and things like that, and I hope you enjoyed it. So whether it's day, night, or afternoon, stay safe out there, and just go play a Sonic game. Honestly, just go play whatever Sonic game. Sonic Mania, Sonic Generations. I'm looking over here. Sonic and the Secret Rings. I'm pretty sure there's a PC port being made, or like a fan mod or something like that being made for Sonic and the Secret Rings. So that's pretty cool. And you also have Sonic Racing Crossroads coming out. So you can just always wait for that. If you're worried about the price, go look online for like cheaper places to buy it. Be money smart. Be money smart. But yeah, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this and you want to see more from me, and I'll be back with something. Oh, I know what my next video is going to be. I just remembered. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun one. So yeah, I hope you guys stay frosty out there. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. I need an outro. Anyways, bye.